Last period we have seen locker operations, RBI guidelines on lockers, then remittances. So, lot of ways to remit fund. Paper based is there that you will study after this. I will check draft, electronic based RTGS and the NEFT. Okay, then cards, credit cards, and the debit cards. Okay, so next topic is so RTGS is over. RTGS means real time gross settlement. Real time means there is no waiting period. There is no waiting period. Gross settlement means the transaction is made on one-to-one basis, individually and continuously. Transactions are made on. That is RTGS. So if you want to transfer and fund, we know that the minimum amount that is 2 lakh. Okay. So up to that, next method we will use NEFT. That is very commonly we are using which one? NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer. Suppose whenever we open the bank account, they will ask whether you need online banking, internet banking. So if you, after getting the internet banking, so you have to create our username and the password. Then through that way, we can enter the online banking. Then we can transfer fund. Through, if you transfer fund, the two options is there, NEFT and the RTGS. Okay, the amount is, you know which one, 2 lakh means we can use which one, National Electronic Fund Transfer. Okay, this is used for which one, national banking transfer only. Okay, international means some limit is there. So we will explain. Okay, for international purpose we are using RTGS. Next one. So what do you mean by National Electronic Fund Transfer? National Electronic Fund Transfer. So here meaning it is the National Electronic Fund Transfer. It is a country-wide system by which an individual or a firm or a company can electronically transfer fund from any branch, any bank branch, to other firm, individual or firm or company having an account with any other bank branch in the country. That is NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer. So through that way, you can transfer from any bank, from any branch to any individual, to any other bank, to any other branch. That is National Electronic Fund Transfer. So already I said one system, CBS, core banking solution. Through that, after that introduction of CBS system, core banking solution, under this term, a customer becomes a customer of the bank rather than the customer of a branch. Because if I have an account in the SBI Bank, I am not the customer of a Kodungalur SBI Bank. I am the customer of SBI. So anywhere from any SBI we can transfer. But here it is means National Electronic Fund means no need to look the any bank, no need to look any branch. Okay. So if I have an account with the which one, CSB, so I can transfer fund from CSB to SBA, any other branch. Okay, that is NEFT. So it is a country-wide system by which an individual, firm, or company can transfer fund from any branch to any individuals, firms, or companies having an account with any other branch in the country. That is which one now? NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer. Here means the fund transfer takes place at a particular point of time. It is not like RTGS. RTGS means it is made on one-to-one basis, continuously, individual and continuous basis. Here means the fund transfer takes place at a particular time. So all transfers are held in that time only. That is NEFT. Means during the weekdays, Monday to Friday, NEFT transaction takes place 12 times, 12 times a day, 12 times, 12 times. Okay, during weekdays, NEFT transaction takes place during weekdays 12 times. 12 times. It means from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. So particular time is there. For example, after 9:30, 10:30 only. So that's why the fund transfer takes place at a particular point of time. So after, suppose if we are making 8:45, if you are making the transaction, it will settle at the which one 10:30. Sorry, 8:45 means 9:30. So here means 12 times is there. That time only we can make a transaction. So means here means NEFT transactions are settled in batches. Means RTG means continuous basis. But here particular point of time, that time only transfer will happen. Okay. So during weekdays, 12 times the transfer will settle from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. With this, which one? Saturdays means 6 times. 6 times. Okay, 6 times. Okay, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Okay, so Saturday 6 settlement time is there. Otherwise, weekdays 12 times is there. Okay, in nearly it is changed. Nearly means it was half only 6 times. Means 9:30, 10:30, 12, 1, 3, 4. So now it is changed. Okay, now it is 12 times. Then early 3 times was there in Saturdays, 9:30, 10:30, which one? Sorry, 9:30, 10:30, and 12 o'clock. Saturdays early. Now it is changed. Now 6 times they can transfer. So that's why I'm telling the fund transfer takes place at a particular point of time. So all transfers are held in that time only. So that's why it is telling that the NEFT transaction are settled in batches. So what is the meaning? Any NEFT transactions are initiated after the designated time, designated settlement time. They have to wait till the next designated settlement time. So we said the timing 12 times during weekdays. That time only they will transfer the amount. If example, if you made a transaction between that time means it will take the next time only. So suppose 9:30 after 10:30, if it is 10:30 means if 9:45 if we are making any transaction, suppose if any customer comes to make a NEFT transaction means 9:45. So this settlement takes place by 10:30 only. Okay, that is NEFT. So it is settled in batches, but it is compared to if it is RTGS means it is one-to-one basis. It is individually and continuously the transactions are making. That is about a national electronic fund transfer. So through that way, we can transfer amount from one place to another, from one bank to another bank, from one branch to any other branch. Okay, next one. So you from if you look the features, you will understand everything. So features of NEFT. A bank branch must be NEFT enabled to become a part of the NEFT fund transfer network. So if you want to transfer fund from one bank to another, the beneficiary bank must be beneficiary bank also, originating bank also, sender bank also must be a NEFT enabled bank branch. So now almost majority of the banks are NEFT enabled branches. So through that way, we can transfer fund from one account to another account. Next one, an individual firm or company can make use of NEFT even without having a bank account by depositing a cash at a NEFT-enabled bank branches. So suppose I want to transfer amount to Shubham Pal. I have no any account in the bank. So then also if I deposit, so if I approach the bank, then they will transfer. So for that they have to give the amount. Then they will transfer amount, amount to which one Shubham Pal account, that we can possible through NEFT. No need. It is not compulsory to have a which one bank account for transferring fund through NEFT. Next one, in order to receive fund through NEFT system, an individual firm or company must have an account with a NEFT-enabled bank branches. So already we said that. The central bank also, the beneficiary bank also must be a NEFT-enabled bank branch. Okay, then only we can transfer fund through NEFT. Almost every bank have which one NEFT-enabled bank. Next one, in case one does not have a bank account, the maximum amount that can be transferred through NEFT system is 50,000. That is the limit. So if I have a bank account, means if I want to transfer amount to Shubham Pal account, I can transfer how much amount only? 50,000 only maximum. Okay, if I have no bank account. Next one, there is no minimum or maximum amount that can be transferred through NEFT when has a bank account. If we have a bank account, means we can transfer no minimum or maximum amount. But if it is RTGS, minimum amount is 2 lakh. Here means no limit is there. So this is good. Okay, no limit is there for a NEFT, no minimum or maximum amount. Next one, NEFT transaction takes place in batches. NEFT transaction takes place in batches. Already I said during the weekdays, NEFT transaction takes place 12 times a day. Okay, then on Saturdays, NEFT transaction takes place 6 times a day. Okay, so that's telling that the NEFT transaction takes place in batches. Okay, so that time only settlement will takes place. Okay, next, NEFT cannot be used to receive foreign remittances. Okay, so NEFT cannot be used to through foreign exchange. It can be used to foreign exchange. That's a national electronic fund transfer. National electronic fund transfer. Okay. Next one, benefits of NEFT. Benefits of NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer. Same only. So it offers many advantages over the other form of fund transfer. Compared to other form of fund transfer, it offers many advantages. The remitter need not send the physical check or demand draft to the beneficiary. So if I want to send the money to the Shubham Pal, I have no need to send the any check or which one check or draft to the beneficiary, to the which one Shubham Pal. No need to send it because it is paperless only. So I can transfer amount from my account to the Shubham Pal account. Next one, the beneficiary need not visit his or her bank for depositing the paper instrument. So no need to visit it because I have no need to give which one anything to Shubham Pal. So no need to go to bank for getting amount. Okay, so I am not sending any physical instrument. So through bank, through NEFT, through online, I am transferring from my account to Shubham Pal. Next one, the beneficiary need not be apprehensive, not need be anxious or fearful of loss or theft of physical instrument or the likelihood of the fraudulent encashment thereof. So, beneficiary need not be worry about the which one anxiety of the theft of the physical instrument. Suppose if we go bank and taking amount from the bank, there will be a risk of a theft. Okay, so here no need to worry about that because here means what we are doing, we are electronically transfer amount from one account to another account. Next one, say for credit confirmation of the remittance sent by the SMS. So after transferring amount from my account to Shubham Pal account, I will get a SMS. Account be debited. Okay, so to Shubham Pal will get a message, account to be credited. Next one, amount credited by rupees, this much amount. Next one, remitter can initiate the remittance from his own home or place of work using the internet banking also. So I can transfer fund from my home, other from here I can transfer. So I have online banking, I have username and password. Through that way I can transfer amount from now itself. Within second you will get the amount. Okay, so transfer amount from my home or from my place of work using internet banking. Next one, it is near to real-time transfer of the fund to the beneficiary account in the secure manner. It is secure only. So it is secure. Why it is secure means only one thing you have to remember. You have to give the beneficiary number. Shubham Pal. Suppose I want to transfer amount to Shubham Pal means Shubham Pal name, correct name you have to give. Then account number, correct account number. I have to be very careful to give whenever I give the account number. So suppose if I am transferring the fund means from mobile from online means that I have to be very careful in typing the account number of Shubham Pal. Then IFSC code correctly if I enter, so that amount Shubham Pal only will get. No one will get that amount. Okay, so these are the benefit of NEFT. Okay, so the remitter need not send the physical checker. The beneficiary need not visit his bank. Then beneficiary need not be anxious of the loss or theft of physical instrument. Then credit confirmation of the remittance sent by the SMS. Then remitter can initiate the remittance from his home or place of work. Next, near real-time transfer of the funds to the beneficiary account in a secure manner. Next one. Next one. Benefits. Next, the following are the prerequisites for putting through fund transfer transaction using an NEFT. Okay, so if you want to transfer money from one account to another, we must need these prerequisites elements. First one, originating and destination bank, my bank and Shubham Bank should be a part of the NEFT network, NEFT enabled bank branch. So here now majority of the banks are NEFT enabled bank branch, which is the right bank also, public sector bank also. Next one, beneficiary details such as beneficiary name, Shubham's name, account number, and account type, which account saving or which one current. Next name and name and the IFSC of the beneficiary bank branch should be available with the remitter. Okay, so first one, the originating bank, the center bank, and the destination bank should be NEFT enabled bank branches. Next one, second one, you have to give details: beneficiary name, account number, and account type, name, and IFSC code of the beneficiary bank should be available to the remitter. So they have to give, Shubham give to me. Then the customer should exercise due care, means the remitter should take extra care in providing the accounting number of the beneficiary. Correct number we have to give. Otherwise, that amount will go to another person. Okay, so I have to be very careful. I have to be very careful whenever while entering the account number of the beneficiary. Okay, because credit will be given to those persons where we enter the account number. Okay, customer account. Okay, on the basis of account number provided, on that base only the NEFT will make transactions. Okay, so I have to be very careful in entering the accounting number of the account number of the beneficiary. Clear? Next one, NEFT charges. So same like which one, RTGS. Here also for making transaction they are charging some amount. So for inward transaction like RTGS, so for Shubham Pal, for inward transaction at a destination bank branches for credit beneficiary account. Okay, no charges should be levied on the beneficiary. Shubham has no need to give any amount to the has no need to give any amount to the bank for getting NEFT. Next one, outward transaction. So for me, for transactions up to 10,000, for transactions up to 10,000, How much? Not exceeding rupees 2.5 plus service tax I have to give. Suppose for a transaction about 10,000 up to 1 lakh. In this case, not exceeding 5 plus service tax. Then for transactions above 1 lakh and up to 2 lakh, not exceeding 15 plus service tax. Then for transactions above rupees 2 lakh, not exceeding 25 plus service tax. So these are the NEFT charges. Okay. So up to 10,000 rupees 2.5, 10,000 to 1 lakh 5 plus service tax. 1 lakh to 2 lakh rupees 15 plus service tax. For a transactions about 2 lakh 25 plus service tax. So these are the charges they are taking from the remitter. Then with effect from 1st July 2011, originating banks are also required to pay nominal charge of rupees 25 paisa each per transaction to the clearing house. To the clearing house. Suppose if I am transferring fund from my account to another account, so the clearing house only they will clear. They will only They will only transfer amount from my account to another. So for that purpose, they have to give which one now? The bank has to give amount, the service charge 25 paisa per transaction. Okay, so that is which one about net charges. Then here you have to remember the beneficiary can expect to get the credit for the NEFT transaction within 2 business hours. Okay, but now it is very faster. We can make will get the amount through NEFT. Okay, so that is about the NEFT. So anyway, NEFT can be used for a variety of transaction for payment of credit card dues. So we took the credit card from the bank. Suppose if you want to make a transaction through NEFT, we can make a transaction. Then payment of a loan EMI, for that purpose we are using the which one NEFT transaction. Okay, so we can then the remitter can track the NEFT transaction through our bank. Okay, next one mm, everything we can possible through NEFT. Okay, so these are about the NEFT. So what do you mean NEFT? National Electronic Fund Transfer. It is a countrywide system by which an individual firm or company can electronically transfer funds from any bank branch to any to other individual firm or company having an account with any other bank branch in the country. Next one, features of NEFT. A bank branch must be NEFT enabled to become a part. Then an individual firm or company can make use of NEFT without having a bank account. Then in order to receive funds from our NEFT system, they must have an account with a NEFT enabled bank branches. Then if we have a bank account, the maximum that we can transfer through NEFT is 50,000. There is the minimum maximum amount that can be transferred through NEFT when he has a bank account. So the transaction takes place in a particular batches. Next, the remitter need note benefits of NEFT. The remitter need not send the physical check. The beneficiary need not visit a bank for depositing the paper instruments. The beneficiary need not anxiety of loss of theft of physical instrument, because we are getting from one place to another through electronically. Then credit card information of the remittance and by SMS. The remitter can initiate the remittance from his home or place of work. Next, near real-time transfer of the funds to the beneficiary account in a secure manner. So the credit originating and destination bank should be part of the network. Then beneficiary details such as beneficiary name, account number, and account type, name and IFSC of the beneficiary bank branch should be available with the remitter. Then here, one thing you have to remember. Okay, which one? That you have to remember IFSC. Indian Financial System Code. That is the full form. Indian Financial System Code. For NEFT only, just write with the NEFT only. For every transaction, Indian Financial System Code. So what do you mean by IFSC? So Indian Financial System Code, that is IFSC. Suppose you want to get amount from, suppose Anand want to get amount from Karthik. So for that purpose, so Karthik want to transfer amount through NEFT, through electronically. So the Karthik will ask, what they will ask, name. So in the passbook, your name, bank account passbook, your name, your account number, and your IFSC code. So anyone will ask. It's very safe. So now we are using Google Pay, Paytime, Phone Pay for transferring amount. Security is there, actually security is there, but it is not high secure. Some malpractices, some fraudulent practices also happening. So here means, so one code is there, one password is there. If anyone know that, then they can take the amount from our account. So small practices are there. But if you are making payment through online, through IFSC, through account number, then it will be easy. Suppose if you are using Google Pay, you know that through mobile we can transfer. Suppose if I have the, suppose I which one signed for Google Pay. So only what I have to give, I have to give my account number. So if I have two account number means any account number I can give. Suppose if I have account with SBI, Federal Bank and CSB. So I registered with the CSB account number. Okay. Then which one? Shubham Pal also have which one Google Pay account. So he registered for a particular account. So then Pavitra also have account number Google Pay. Aparna also have Karthik, Anjo, Abdul, Irfan. Everyone have the Google Pay. So if I want to transfer 10,000 to Shubham Pal, so I have no need to ask your account number. No need to ask your IFSC code. Through mobile number. Through mobile number, I can transfer. Okay. If I Google Pay, I have to sign, then I have to. So then they will ask down option will give that pay. So I can send any amount. Within second you will get it. That is Google Pay. Okay. Within second you will get it. Through mobile number, I can transfer fund. Clear. So here means, but if it is an internet banking, if they give means only through account number and IFSC code. For that, the beneficiary have to give their account number and the IFSC code. So it is very safe. It is very safe. So we will get amount only. We will get amount. We will get that also safe only. They will get it, but more secure is which one? Internet banking, online banking. So through account number, if you transfer, then it will be good, safe, secure. So what do you by IFSC code? Indian Financial System Code. It is an alphanumeric code that uniquely identifies a bank branch participating the NEFT system. Bank branch, code of the bank branch. So SBI, lot of branches are there. So here they specify the bank branch. That code specify the bank branch. Both one city, there are lots of lot of SBIs are there. Okay, so here means this IFSC that specify the code of the bank branch. This is an alphanumeric code that uniquely identifies the bank branch participating the NEFT system. Okay, so this is an 11 digit code. Example, you look at CSBK 40310. Okay, alphanumeric. This is an 11 digit code with the 5 alpha character representing the bank. Representing the bank. Representing the bank. Okay, and the last 6 character representing the branch. Branch. Okay, so fifth character at the time it will be 0 only. 0. Okay, so this is the example of which one IFSC code. So if you have a passbook, bank passbook, then you can see that IFSC code. Okay, 11 digit code. Okay, first 4 alphabet, which one that representing the bank. In the last 6 representing the branch. Okay, so that is IFSC, Indian Financial System Code. So whenever if I am transferring amount from my account to another account through NEFT, so we must have which one IFSC code of beneficiary, account number and IFSC code. To it is used in the NEFT also limited bank. Okay, so that is for that purpose only we are using IFSC, Indian Financial System Code. It identifies the code of the bank branch participating the NEFT system. Okay, this is very important, IFSC. So we have to use this one. So this we have to use in our practical life whenever we transfer funds from your account to another account. So through internet banking. So we must need IFSC code. Suppose you look at that, everyone will ask if you want to get amount from any person, they will ask your account number and IFSC code. Okay, but for a Google Pay, no need to note of your account number also, IFSC code also. So through mobile number, you can transfer. Through mobile number, you can transfer. So anything you can possible through that one. Mobile recharge, LIC, okay, this recharge. For every transaction, for transferring from amount from your account to another account. Okay, that is about which one? NEFT. Okay, so electronic payment is over. Electronic payment over. Next one, paper based. Next, paper based. So paper based already we studied check. Okay, check. That is it is not given in the textbook also check. So you have to go through. Okay, the check. So the same topic only. Same topic. So next one, demand draft, bank draft, demand draft. So anyone know that the bank draft, demand draft? Demand draft. Demand draft. Sometimes no. In college, university fees, sometimes they will tell that send the demand draft. With application form, you have to give the one DD, demand draft. Okay, so we have to send the demand draft. So what do you mean by demand draft? University fees, sometimes it is a secure only compared to check. Suppose the university want the fees, so then they will tell that send your application form with the DD, demand draft from SBA. Suppose if they are telling me what we have to do. Suppose I am writing university examination. So they are telling that give application form. Okay, then they will give the address. To that we have to submit our application form with the DD, demand draft. So for that, what I will do? So I have to go to the which one SBA. Then I have to deposit that amount. I have to deposit that amount. Okay. Then they will give DD. Okay. After depositing amount only, I will get a DD. So if it is a check, sometimes it will be dishonored. If no amount it is there, it will have the that university. Clear? Check will be bonds. If we have suppose we send in our bank balance will be which one 1,000. University fees 2,000. It will bounce. But if it is a DD, it is safe. Okay. So after depositing amount only, I will get. So that DD I can send with the application form. Okay. So that is a demand draft. This also you can use for transferring fund to the university. Okay. To anyone I can give. So that DD, suppose after getting the DD, so that university can submit it to their bank, then they can encash the amount. Okay, so that is demand draft. Okay, so what do you mean by demand draft? It is a type of check drawn by a bank, either its own branch or on another bank in favor of a third party, in favor of a third party, in favor of university. This is a type of check. This is a type of check drawn by a bank, either its own branch, their own branch, or if example, if they are not issuing means from another bank in favor of a third party. That is which one? Demand draft. So it is payable to the person named in it or to his order. Named in it means here means the Chief Minister of Delhi or a university or his order that the demand draft is paid. So it is always payable on demand. So I want to give fees, university fees. So I wanted DD. So it is always payable on demand. So that's why it is called a demand draft. Okay, it is always payable on demand. That is why it is called a demand draft. Okay, so it is the most convenient and the most safe means of sending money from one place to another. Which one? Demand draft compared to check. So if you the universities get a check means sometimes it will be bounced, dishonor. Okay, it's the most of sending money from one place to another. One place to another. Okay, so the person who want to purchase the demand draft, what they have to do, they have to fill in the prescribed form available with the bank. The form duly filled in along with the amount of the draft plus commission is paid to the bank. Then the commission is issues the bank draft. So I have to fill the form plus commission I have to give. Okay, then I will get the draft. I can draft to the receiver like post or courier. Okay, so
So your voice is not clear.
now also
Now it's in between. It's
okay. Now it is okay.
yes.
Okay, so about the demand draft, I said I have to fill the form, then I have to give commission to the issuing bank. Okay, who issues the bank draft? Then I will get the draft. Okay, I will get the amount of the draft plus commission I have to give to the bank. Then I will get the draft. Then I will send that draft to the university by post or courier. Then the receiver, the university can get the amount of the draft from the concerned bank. Then there is no risk of dishonor. There is no risk of dishonor. Okay, so that is about bank draft or a demand draft. So it is used to remit money from one place to another. Okay, so anybody can obtain a bank draft after depositing money in the in a bank. So for that purpose, they will charge some commission. Okay, so that is about the which one bank draft. Okay, it is a type of check drawn by a bank, either its own branch or on another bank in favor of a third party. It is a check that contains an order by one branch of a bank directing another branch of the same bank to pay on demand a certain sum of money to a specified beneficiary. That is demand draft. So it is always payable on demand. That is why it is called a demand draft. Next, features of demand draft. Money can be remitted easily and safely from one place to another through bank draft. A demand is payable on demand, and demand draft cannot be paid to its bearer, those who are holding the instrument. It is payable to the which one the person only named in the instrument. ADD is a negotiable, we can transfer, and its features are similar to that of bill of exchange and not a check. This is a negotiable instrument. So the university can transfer one person to another, but it is like a similar to the bill of exchange only, not a check. Check means it is which one something which is a which one it can be dishonor. Okay. Uh, then if a bank fails to honor the draft, the bank is liable because it is a safe, no risk of dishonor. If there are wrong signature on the bank draft, the bank is liable. There is no danger of dishonor of a bank draft. Okay, that is about which one features of draft. Money can be remitted easily and safely from one place to another. Then the issuing bank charges some commission for a bank draft. Then there is no danger of dishonor of bank draft. That is the main. Next one, advantages of demand draft. Demand draft may be crossed also, and it cannot be encashed at the counter. You can cross. You can cross means that person it will give to the that person only. That is same only. No counter party risk is as the risk is shifted to the bank. Then no risk of its being dishonored due to insufficiency of fund. It is a secured instrument for the pay. Okay. Here any risk is there, it will give to the bank only. So there is no risk of dishonor. It is a secured instrument. Same only. Okay. About demand draft. Then the last point, last topic related to demand draft, difference between bank check and demand draft. So bank check is issued for transfer of fund within the local limit of the drawer branch. So if I am issuing the check for withdrawing money from, okay, so for from my account or to give amount to any other person near the local areas, whereas a D is used for transferring money to a person residing at a different place. Okay. Then the area of check also you can use. The area of bank check is limited, but the area of demand draft is very vast. Same point only. The bank's check is pre-printed with the word not negotiable. However, this is not in the case of demand draft. So like a crossed, it is not there in the case of draft. Then a demand draft of value of rupees 20,000 or more can be issued only with the account pay crossing. However, in the case of bank's check, there is no such condition. It means 2,000 or more can be issued only with the account pay crossing. Only with the account pay crossing only we can do 20,000 or more. Okay, but in case of bank check, there is no such condition. Then bank's check can only be cleared in the branch of the bank from where it is issued. But DD can be cleared at any branch of the same bank through CBS solution, core banking solution. Then it is safe only compared to check. Which one DD is safe? Okay, so these are the here means transfer of fund within the local local area. Then in check, not negotiable is pre-printed. This is not in the case of demand draft. Okay. 20,000 over can be issued only with the account pay closing. Otherwise, we can't pay 20,000 or more using DD. But bank check, no problem. Okay. Then bank check can only be cleared in the branch of the bank from where it is issued. From where only we can, suppose if I have a check from SBI means I can withdraw only from that which one CSB bank from Mala. That is about check, but the demand draft can be cleared at any branch of the same bank. Okay, any branch we can follow. That is about demand draft. Okay, so to NEFT, electronic fund transfer, then demand draft also I said. Okay, DD also I said. Okay, now next check only, check you can study already, you know that that is same topic only that you can study. Next credit card and debit card, next class. Okay,